that, I don't know, I reached the point, I used to be very shy, but I think because everything had been on the television when he was missing, and I felt like, well, everyone knows now anyway, I stopped being afraid to talk about it. I stopped being embarrassed, and I don't know, I just thought the more people I tell, the safer we are. So I did tell everyone, and I accepted any help that was going, and I decided I'm not going to be proud if someone offers to help, they can help.
And that really brings us to the formation of Safe, Strong, Secure Isle of Man, because when you moved over here, obviously you've got all that experience that you're trying to process and sort of deal with this new normal that you've formed for yourself, having moved away. But you were quite surprised that really there was no formal support over here for people going through domestic abuse.
That's right. Like I said to you before, I attended a support group that was held at our refuge. I attended it every week for about 2 years. Then I thought things were improving, so I stopped going. And then when it got really, really bad at the end, I started going again. It was quite hard to go at that point because he didn't want me to go. So I was sneaking around a bit to go, but I did go whenever I could. And I honestly think that being at that refuge, meeting those women, hearing their stories, being able to have a safe place where I could talk about what had happened to me, kept me sane, basically, and kept me going and got me through it. And I came to the island and found there was no similar group here. And I just thought, how on earth are victims here getting through it? Because I know I made it by the skin of my teeth with support. So how do you do it without support? So it was important to me to try and start some kind of support group. And it was also important to me to make something positive come of it, because I wanted to make sense of what had happened and it didn't make sense. So doing something with it kind of helped make it make sense. And thirdly, the way I'd coped, I had to force myself to stay very calm and very objective, and it was almost like I stepped back from myself and I was watching things happen rather than living in it. And I think I put a lot of emotions into boxes that I deal with later, and I became quite, not robotic, but it was a coping mechanism that I wasn't letting all the emotion out because I had to be calm, I had to sort this, we had to escape. And when I came to the island, I was suddenly aware that as a result of that, I assume my emotions weren't normal. I wasn't reacting to things. I wasn't feeling things. I was very numb. I would meet new people and feel nothing. And I can't describe it unless you've experienced it. You can't possibly understand, but I literally felt nothing. And it's not normal not to have feelings. So I was quite aware of that, but a positive of that meant I was able to talk about what had happened because I didn't get emotional. And to be honest, I get more emotional now than I did then, but I'm still, because that was the way I coped, I've always been able to talk about it, usually without getting upset. And I figure if I can talk about it, other people will hear that they're not alone and that it has happened to other people and that you can get through and you can survive. And maybe some of your survival mechanisms are a bit odd, but they do get you through. And I do feel things now. I'm not a robot anymore, but that is what happened to me, the emotional numbness. And it made me just act unusually or react strangely to start with.